So may I start now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Someone is trying to join. Okay. So good morning to all of you. Today our discussion topic is
Good morning,
transportation
sir.
problem. Subject is operations research. Subject code MBA-205. So in today's class, we will discuss BAM method, which is popularly known as Vogel's approximation method. And this method is very popular method for solving or getting the initial feasible solution of transportation problem. So just I'm sharing the study materials that I have provided you, and we'll be taking one problem for discussion in today's class. Just you go to page number 12. Just I'm coming.
স্যার ম্যাথডের নামটা আগে বলুন।
Coming to the problem. Yeah. So this is our
স্যার ম্যাথডের
yes.
স্যার ম্যাথডের নামটা একবার বলুন।
Vogel's approximation method, BAM. The name of the method is BAM. V-A-M. Vogel's approximation method, and the problem number is 5.
Okay.
Okay, problem number is 5. This is our problem. So we have already solved the transportations problem using north-west corner method as well as least cost method in our previous classes. So today we learn how to solve Vogel's approximation method. Someone is trying to join. Someone is trying to join. I don't know how can I help them because the time is over. So this is the problem, and if you go through this problem, then you will see that there are 4 destination points, 1, 2, 3, 4, and there are 3 sources, A, B, C. We have taken the same problem, right? But the solutions method is different. So here we have written 2, 3, 11, 7, 1, 0, 6, 1, 5, 8, 59. So there are in total there are 12 cells, as there are 4 destinations and there are 3 sources. Therefore, we have total 12 combination, 4 into 3. The 12 combinations are there, and in each row there are 4 elements. In each row there are 4 elements. This is the first row, second row, and third row. And here it is the supply, and here is the demand 7532, and here is the supply 6110. Right? So the problem is balance problem. What is balance problem? The total supply that must be equal to total demand. Here the total supply is 6 plus 1, 7 plus 10, 17. 17 is the total supply. And if you go through the demand row, 7 plus 5, 12 plus 3, 15 plus 2, 17. So if you go row wise, then it is 17. If you come to column wise, then also it is 17. This type of problem is called balanced problem. So today we are solving balanced problem of transportation using BAM method, Vogel's approximations method, right? Vogel's approximations method. So one by one, I will show how to solve this problem. In case of the Vogel's approximations method, first of all, we will compare two lowest elements of each row. Again, I am saying first we have to search most 2 lowest elements from each row, then from each column. So first I am talking about the row. So out of these 4 elements, which elements are the lowest? One is 2, another is 3. Others are bigger, right? So we have to take the difference of 2 lowest elements of each row, right? So here the lowest elements are 3 and 2. So if we take the difference, then 3 minus 2 equal to 1. And the difference will be written in parentheses here. In the same way, in this row, 2 smallest elements are 1 and 0. Therefore, we'll take the difference 1 minus 0 and we'll write here. In the same way, in the third row, we will take the difference of 2 smallest elements. Here the smallest elements are 5 and 8. Therefore, the difference will be 8 minus 5. Not like that 5 minus 8, right? So the smallest element will be deducted from the another element, which is higher. So 8 minus 5 equal to 3. So if we do the row operations, here we'll write 1, then again 1, then 3. 1, 1, 3. Right. You can also write into your copy so that it will be easy for you to understand. If you have a copy with you, just to write here 1, 1, and 3. And you write all this value under parenthesis, under first bracket, right? So that it will be easy to understand. In the same way, we have to take the difference of the lowest two elements under each column. This is the first column. The lowest two elements are 2 and 1. So the difference 1 will be written here. Again 3 and 0. Then 3 will be written here. Then 11 and 6. Then the difference is 5 will be written here. Right? Then 7 and 1. So the 6 will be written here. So just to write the values in your copy. So we are moving to the next table. And we will understand. Whatever the discussions I have with you just few moments ago, that has been represented in this table. What you are observing? 1, 1, 3. And here we have written 1, 3, 5, and 6. So you note down to your copy. Otherwise, it will be very difficult to understand from the figure of the study material. Right? So now, the second step. So the first step, what was the first step? We have to search
Minimum
lowest
define.
two elements from each row and taking the difference, and right here the difference, and we have to take the difference of two lowest elements of each column, and then we'll take the difference and we'll write here. So we have written 1, 1, 3, and we have written 1, 3, 5, and 6. Clear? So out of these 7 differences, there are 3 differences, 1, 2, 3, and there are 4 differences, 1, 3, 5, and 6. So in total, we have written 7 differences. Out of this, all differences, we have to search which one is the highest difference. So 6 is the highest difference, and it has been marked with asterisk, right? For your understanding purpose, one asterisk sign has been given. So 6 is the highest element among all the differenced elements. Your difference element is 1, 1, 3, 1, 3, 5, 6. So out of these 7 differenced elements, 6 is the highest. So that has to be identified. Clear? Then we will go to this column corresponding to the value. We will go to this column because 6 is here. So the corresponding column is this. And if we go to this corresponding column, then we have to search which one is the least element. So 7, 1, 9. So there are 3 elements. Which one is the lowest? 1 is the lowest. So we will start from this box, from this cell. Our problem will be started from this particular box, right? Particular cell, this cell, because 1 is the lowest element corresponding to this column. So corresponding column is this. Corresponding of what? Corresponding of 6, 7, 1, 9. Then we have to search which one is the lowest element. So 1 is the lowest element, right? 1 is the lowest element. Now the supply is 1. So don't consider 0, right? I have written here, but in your study material, no 0 is written. So for your understanding purpose, I have written here 0, 1, right? So red marks I have given right now. So 1 is the supply point and the demand is 2. So supply is 1 and demand is 2. So how much units I can supply? Maximum 1, because our supply is 1. So that's why 1 has been allocated to this cell. We have allocated.
স্যার একবার রিপিট করুন না, ব্যাপারটা বুঝলাম না।
Yes.
সেকেন্ড কলাম যেখান থেকে, হ্যাঁ ওই লোয়েস্ট কলাম যেটা 1 যেটা তো।
Okay, why 1 is written, right? Okay, so I hope you understood 6 has been identified, and corresponding to this 6, the column is 7, 1, 9. Now out of these 3 elements, we have to search where is the lowest element exist. So 7, 1, 9. So 1 is the lowest element, right? So that's why we have identified this particular cell. And when we have identified this particular cell, then we have to compare the supply with the demand. So here the supply is 1 and the demand is 2. So maximum we can allocate 1, right? Maximum we can allocate 1. Are you getting my point? Okay. So now what happens after allocating 1, the supply side will be 0, because 1 minus 1, 0. That's why I have written here 0, right? You will not write. For your understanding purpose, I have written here 0. So what it implies, we have allocated 1 to this cell, and in the supply side there is 0. Therefore all this cell will be given cross mark, because we cannot allocate any element either this cell or this cell or this cell, right? Because we have already allocated 1, and after allocating 1, the supply side has become 0. So there is no chance to allocate any further element to either this cell or this cell or this cell. That's why we have given cross mark. Clear? So this row is over. This row is over because supply has become 0. So in the next table, only will concentrate the first row as well as the third row. We will not consider the second row because this row operation has been completed. There is no further scope to allocate. So this has been completed. So in the next table, we will consider this row, this row. But in case of the column, obviously the first column, because demand is there, we will consider the second column, but we will consider only 3 and 8 because here it is given cross mark. Third column we will consider on 11 and 15, not 6, because we have already given cross mark. And here we will consider all, right? So again we have to take the difference. Again we have to take the difference and we have to write the difference to the right hand side. Applying the same rule, we have to search minimum 2 elements, minimum 2 lowest elements. So just I am coming to the next table. next table. So what is happening in the next table? Just to notice this point. Just to notice this point, because this row has been successfully completed. So there is no scope to find out any difference here. So we'll take the difference again. The lowest elements are 2 and 3. The difference is 1. Here there is no scope. In the third row, one is 5, another is 8. The lowest two elements, and the difference is 8 minus 5, 3. And now we are coming to the column operations. The lowest elements are 2. Will not consider 1 because there is cross mark. So only the two elements 2 and 5. Right? No other elements are there. So directly we'll deduct 5 minus 2. So the difference is 3. Again, 5. Right? 5. The difference is only 5. Only 5. And here 11 and 15. The difference is 4. And here 7 and 9. The difference is 2, because we will not consider this point, this one, because this row has been already finished, completed. So here the difference is 7 and 9. The difference is 2. Clear? The difference is 2. Right? So again I am saying column operations. 5 minus 2, the difference is 3. In this column, this has been deleted. So the elements are 5. Right? Sorry, 5, not 3 and 8. So difference is 8 minus 3 equal to 5. Then 11 and 15. 15 minus 11, the difference is 4. Then 9 minus 7, the difference is 2. So again, we have to compare all the difference. 3, 5, 4, 2, 3, 1. Now out of the 6 differenced element, 5 is the highest element. That's why we have given asterisk sign. 5 is the highest. So now we go to this column. We go to this column. So there are two elements. One is 3, another is 8. 0 is not there. 3 and 8. So out of these two elements, which one is the lowest element? 3 is the lowest element. So we must consider this cell. And when we are considering this cell, we are comparing with supply and demand. Here the supply is actually 5. Supply is here the supply and here the demand. Clear? So here the supply is 6 and here the demand is 5. So maximum we can allocate 5. So after allocating 5, then this will be 0. 5 minus 5, 0. That's why I have deliberately written 0 in red color. And after deducting 5 from 6, the supply will be 1. The remaining supply will be 1. That's why I have written 1 using red color. Right? So what happens? Now this column will be deleted because the demand is now 0. Demand is now 0. Right. So the second column will be deleted and the second row has already been deleted. So when we will be forming the next table, we will not consider the second row, as well as we will not consider the second column, because here the supply is 0 of this row, and here the demand is 0 of this column, right? So now we are moving to the next table. This is our next table. You observe, again we have taken the difference. Again we have to take the difference. In the same procedure, we have taken the difference, that is 5. Here it is hyphen, here it is also hyphen, right? And here the difference 5 minus 2, 3, hyphen. Then here the difference will be 15 minus 11 equal to 4. And here 9 minus 7 equal to 2. Right? So just the same procedure we are following. So out of this 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 different units, now which one is the highest? 5 is the highest. Now go to this corresponding row. Go to the corresponding row. So the operation has been already completed of this cell and of this cell. So remaining cells are 2 and 3. So out of 2 and 3, which is the lowest cell? 2 is the lowest cell. Therefore, we have to make operations to this cell by comparing supply and demand. So here the supply is 1. This one, supply is 1. And the demand is 7. The maximum we can allocate 1. So after allocating 1, now the supply is 0. And here the demand is 7 minus 1, that is 6. So when we will be forming the next table, we will not consider first row because it has now 0. We will not consider the second row because it has also 0. It has also become 0. We will not consider the second row, second column, because it has now also become 0. Right. So now we are coming to the next table. We are coming to the next table. We are coming to the next table. What is happening in the next table? Will not consider the first row, will not consider the second row. Right? Will not consider the first row, will not consider the second row, will not consider the second column. Right? So only 3 elements are there. So no need to take any difference because only this row is vacant. That means where the operations can be carried on. And this has been already put it by cross mark. So the available elements are 5, 15 and 9. So out of 5, 15 and 9, which one is the lowest? 5 is the lowest. 5 is the lowest. And here the supply is 10. 10. Right? And here 6. Therefore, maximum we can allocate 6. So when we are allocating 6, 10 minus 6, now it is 4. And it is 0. Right? It is 0. So this column has been completed. Now what are the next 2 elements? 15 and 9. Only these 2 elements, 15 and 9. So out of these 2 elements, which one is the lowest? 9. So the supply is 4 and here the demand is 2. Demand is 1. Sorry. Demand is 1 and supply is 4. So maximum we can allocate 1. So when we are allocating 1, then this column will be 0 and 4 minus 1 is 3, right? Now only one element is left, that is 15, and the supply is 3 and here the demand is also 3. So we allocate 3. So when we are allocating 3, what is happening? The demand will be 3 minus 3, 0, and the supply will be also 3 minus 3, 0. So no element is left. So we have completed our transportation problem. So the transportation cost, we know it, how to compute. 2 into 1 plus 3 into 5 plus 1 into 1 plus 5 into 6, 5 into 6 plus 15 into 3, 15 into 3 plus 9 into 1, 9 into 1. So 102. Now you tell me, out of these 3 methods, northwest corner method, Vogel's approximation method and least cost method, where the transportation cost is the least. So here it is 102. Now move to your northwest corner method.
Sir, least is the VAM method.
Least cost method, it is 112.
Yes, sir.
And if you go to northwest corner method, 116.
16.
So what is
160, sir.
116? 116.
Yes,
And
sir.
the second is 112. And the VAM method is giving you the result 102, right? So out of these 3 methods, VAM method is the best method in order to get initial basic solution of any transportation problem, right? So thank you for being with me. In the next class, we will discuss
Okay, thank you.
assignment problem. In the next class, I will discuss assignment problem, and we have already covered the transportation problem. And you just do practice on these 3 methods: northwest corner method, least cost method, and VAM method, right? And in the next class, I will start how to solve assignment problem. And the very popular method is Hungarian method. So we will deploy, or we will use Hungarian method in order to solve assignment problem, whether the assignment problem may be the maximization case or whether it might be the minimization case. So thank you very much for your patient hearing. Stay home.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.